Hello students, let us start with part 3 of chapter 4 Molecular Basis of Inheritance. In the part 2, we have studied packaging of DNA in prokaryotes and eukaryotes and semi-conservative DNA replication. Now in this part we are going to study the process of protein synthesis. So let us start with the process of protein synthesis. Proteins are very important biomolecules, serves as structural components, enzymes and hormones. Cell needs to synthesize new protein molecules. The process of protein synthesis includes transcription and translation. The process of copying of genetic information from one, that is template strand of DNA, into a single stranded RNA transcript is called transcription. During this process, synthesis of complementary strand of RNA takes place, except that adenine nitrogen base pairs with uracil base instead of thymine. So you know that in RNA the thymine is replaced by uracil. Central dogma of protein synthesis. Double-stranded DNA molecule gives rise to mRNA, which acts as messenger to program the synthesis of a polypeptide chain protein. This type of unidirectional flow of information from DNA to RNA to protein is referred as central dogma of molecular biology, postulated by a scientist F. H. C. Crick in 1958. Concept of central dogma in retroviruses or riboviruses is given by Temin and Baltimore in 1970. So you can see in the diagram, when DNA replication takes place, DNA forms its own copy with the help of enzyme DNA polymerase. When DNA molecule undergo transcription, it forms RNA. When this RNA again undergo reverse transcription, it forms DNA molecule. When RNA undergo replication, it forms its own copy. When RNA undergo translation, it forms proteins by using ribosomes. Let us start with transcription process. During transcription, information of only one strand of DNA is copied into RNA, which acts as template. Enzyme RNA polymerase catalyzes the formation of RNA transcript. DNA is located in nucleoid of prokaryotes and in nucleus of eukaryotes. DNA transcription takes place in nucleus during G1 and G2 phases of cell cycle in eukaryotes, whereas translation occurs in cytoplasm. DNA transfers information to mRNA, which then moves to ribosomes. The process of transcription involves three stages: initiation, elongation and termination. Next term is of transcription unit. Each transcribed segment of DNA is called transcription unit. It consists of promoter, structural gene and a terminator. So you can see in the diagram, you can see the two strands of DNA in a structural gene. The promoter is located towards the 5' end of structural gene, that is at the upstream, which provides binding site for enzyme RNA polymerase, which binds to its specific promoter. In prokaryotes, the enzyme recognizes the promoter by its sigma factor subunit. And you can see the presence of terminator at 3' end. You can see the two strands of DNA. The one which runs in the 3' to 5' is called as template strand, and one which runs in 5' to 3' is called as coding strand. Structural genes, two strands of DNA have opposite polarity. DNA-dependent RNA polymerase catalyzes polymerization in 5' to 3' direction. The DNA strand having 3' to 5' acts as a template, and that having 5' to 3' is complementary to template strand, which is also called as coding strand. The sequence of bases in this strand is same as in RNA, where the thymine is replaced by uracil. The information on this strand of DNA is copied on mRNA. This is called sense strand. The terminator is located at 3' end of coding strand, that is downstream, where the process of transcription ends. So the base sequence of template DNA strand is it moves from 3' to 5' end. Then the base sequence of coding strand, which is exactly complementary to the template strand, which runs in 5' to 3' end. And at the base you can see the base sequence of mRNA transcript, which is formed by using 3' to 5' DNA strand as a template, where you can see the thymine is replaced by uracil, as it is a RNA. Starting with the initiation, first step of transcription. After binding to promoter, enzyme RNA polymerase moves along the DNA strand and causes local unwinding of DNA duplex into two chains in the region of the gene. During elongation, the exposed ATGC base project into nucleoplasm. Only one strand functions as template, which is called antisense strand, and other strand is complementary, which is actually a coding or a sense strand. The ribonucleoside triphosphates join to the bases of DNA template chain. As transcription proceeds, the hybrid of DNA RNA molecule dissociates and makes mRNA molecule free. Termination. When RNA polymerase reaches the terminator signal on the DNA, it leaves DNA and fully formed mRNA, that is primary transcript, is released. As mRNA grows, the transcribed region of DNA molecule becomes spirally coiled and attains a double helical form. In the prokaryotes, in bacteria, mRNA does not require any processing because it has no introns and possesses only one type of RNA polymerase. But in eukaryotes, three types of RNA polymerases are present. RNA polymerase 1 transcribes rRNA. RNA polymerase 2 transcribes mRNA. mRNA and heterogeneous nuclear RNA, and RNA polymerase 3 transcribes tRNA and small nuclear RNA or snRNA. Transcription unit and the gene. The DNA sequence coding from RNA or tRNA or rRNA is defined as a gene. Cistron is a segment of DNA coding for a polypeptide. That is, the cistron it's a segment of DNA that gives definite protein. A single structural gene in a transcription unit is said to be a monocistronic. A segment of DNA having set of various structural genes in one transcription unit is called as polycistronic. Structural genes in eukaryotes have interrupted non-coding sequences and they are called as introns. Coding sequences or express sequences are called as exons. Only exons appear in processed mRNA in eukaryotes. So let us start with processing of heteronuclear RNA. In eukaryotes, forms of RNA transcribed from DNA are called as primary transcripts. Such transcripts undergo changes and they are called as processing or maturation before becoming functional. Primary transcript is non-functional and contains both exons and introns. So first step is splicing. During processing, only introns are removed by the process called splicing. Exons are joined in a definite sequences by the DNA ligase enzyme. Second step is capping. In capping, methylated guanosine triphosphate is added to the 5' end of hnRNA. So here you can see the first process is of splicing where the introns they are removed. Then the capping, the methylated guanosine triphosphate is added to the 5' end of hnRNA. GPPP is called as capping. And third step is tailing. In tailing, that is in polyadenylation, it takes place at 3' end. It is the fully processed hnRNA now is called as mRNA. In tailing, the poly-A tail, which is you can see a green colored short stretch, is added at the 3' end of mRNA. For translation, mRNA is transported out of the nucleus through the nuclear pore and then this mRNA further undergo translation process. Just a small concept, tRNA, the adapter molecule. Scientists consider that there has to be a mechanism in which the tRNA will read the codon and also simultaneously binds with the amino acid, as amino acid does not have any special capacity to read the codon. So tRNA is considered as an adapter molecule. So here you can see the clover leaf model of tRNA having a glutamic acid at the 3' end, which is called as amino acid attachment site, and you can see the 3D dimensional structure on the right hand side of the diagram. On the base you can see the linear mRNA is present showing codons and the tRNA shows anticodons on one of its arms. Let us start with the second part of protein synthesis, that is translation, in which codons of mRNA are translated and specific amino acids in a sequence form a polypeptide on ribosomes. Process of translation requires amino acids which are acts as a raw material. 20 different types of amino acids are available in the cytoplasm of cell. Then mRNA transcript, tRNA to carry the amino acids at the site of protein synthesis, ribosomes, NATP, magnesium Mg2 plus ions, enzymes, elongation and translocation and release factors. So you can see the diagram of ribosome. Ribosome, they acts as a sites for protein synthesis. Ribosomes, they show the large subunit and smaller subunit. Large and small units of ribosomes, they occur separately in the cytoplasm, but during protein synthesis they are associated together due to Mg2 plus ions. Ribosome has one binding site for mRNA and 3 binding sites for tRNA. They are as the P site, then A site and E, that is the exit site. So you can see the E site, exit of deacylated tRNA, wherefrom the empty tRNA moves out. The P site, where the binding takes place, formation of peptidyl bond takes place, and A site is for incoming amino acid tRNA. Only first tRNA amino acid complex directly enters the P site of ribosome. Mechanism of translation, that is synthesis of polypeptide chain. The first step is initiation of polypeptide chain. Activation of amino acids is essential before translation, for which ATP is essential. Small subunit of ribosome binds to them RNA at 5' end. Initiator codon, that is AUG, is present on the mRNA, which initiates the process of protein synthesis. Initiator tRNA binds with initiation codon, that is AUG, by its anticodon UAC through the hydrogen bonds. It carries activated amino acid, which is coded by the AUG, that is methionine in eukaryotes or formylmethionine in prokaryotes. Now the large subunit of ribosome joins with the smaller subunit of ribosome, which requires Mg2 plus ions. Initiator charged tRNA with activated amino acid methionine occupies the P site of ribosome and A site is vacuumed. Next step is elongation of polypeptide chain. Activated amino acids are added one by one to the first amino acid methionine, which binds with amino acid binding site of tRNA and to form a tRNA amino acid complex. Addition of amino acid occurs in 3-step cycle. First is codon recognition. Amino acid tRNA molecule enters the ribosome at A site. Anticodon binds with the codon by hydrogen bond. Anticodon-codon binding takes place. Amino acid on the first initiator tRNA at the P site and amino acid on the tRNA at the A site are joined by the peptidyl bond. Bonding formation takes place between two amino acids. Enzyme ribozyme here acts as a catalyst. At this time, the first tRNA at the P site is kicked off. Next step is translocation. The tRNA at A site carrying a dipeptide at A site moves to the P site, and this movement is called as translocation, where both the subunits of ribosome moves along in relation to tRNA and mRNA. Hence, tRNA carrying dipeptide now gets positioned at P site of ribosome, making the A site vacant. At the A site, next charged tRNA molecule carrying the next amino acid will be received. During this, first uncharged tRNA is discharged from the exit site. This process is repeated as amino acids are added to the polypeptide. This process requires less than 0.1 second for formation of peptide bond. Third charged tRNA with its amino acid arrives at the A site of ribosome. Again, the bonding between anticodon and codon takes place. Formation of polypeptide bond takes place. Second tRNA is again discharged from the P site to the E site and leaves the ribosome. So, these above events are repeated and repeated as ribosome moves over the mRNA. All the codons on mRNA are exposed one by one for translation. Last step is termination and release of polypeptide. At the end of mRNA, there is a stop codon. That is given by the UAA, UAG, UGA. They are exposed at the A site. They are not read and joined by the anticodon of any tRNA. The release factor binds to the stop codon, thereby terminating the translation process. The polypeptide is now released in the cytoplasm. Two subunits of ribosome undergo dissociation and last tRNA is set free in the cytoplasm. mRNA also has some additional sequences that are not translated and they are called as untranslated or UTR regions, which are present on both at 5' that is before the start codon and at the 3' that is after stop codon, and they are required for efficient translation process. Finally, mRNA is also released in the cytoplasm and gets denatured by nucleases immediately. Hence, mRNA is also a short-lived. Okay, so here you can see the three processes of translation again. So, here you can see a pink colored stretch of mRNA where you can see a start codon AUG and you can see the tRNA with first amino acid having anticodons UAC carrying amino acid methionine. Then you can see the attachment or association of larger and the smaller subunits of ribosomes, and then you can see the stop codon UAG. During initiation, the transitional complex forms and tRNA brings first amino acid in a polypeptide chain to bind to start codons on mRNA. During elongation, the tRNA brings corresponding amino acids one by one and they are added to the polypeptide chain, so that you can see the formation of polypeptide chain, pink colored beaded, blue colored beaded structure you can see. And at the termination, release factors recognizes the stop codon. Translational complex dissociates, that is ribosomal units dissociates, protein chain dissociates, and completed polypeptide is released. So this is the process of protein synthesis. In the next part we will study regarding the genetic code, regulation of gene expression